have turned her out here a time or two, or got off her. Like one day I got on her out here and I went, oh, forgot the whip. So I just put the reins around the horn, went in the barn to get the whip, and guess what? She went over there and ran up and down the fence and was screaming and carrying on. That was, I don't know, 5 days ago. Okay, so, but what I haven't done, the thing everybody wants to do with separation anxiety is they think it's about separation. So they want to get their horse a goat, or they want to get their horse a pet, or they want to go and hang out with him longer because he misses me or whatever. And separation anxiety is not about separation. It is about anxiety. And you can see this mare right there. I mean, to me that was really good for her. But you can see this mare right here that, when she first got here, if you turned her out somewhere and left, she was absolutely frantic. Okay, if she was anywhere and she could see another horse somewhere that you couldn't just go over to, she was absolutely frantic. And like I said, a lot of it has to do with their focus. If I just wander around here, she's probably just going to stay focused on me and do that right there. Now this mare, when she came here, she's been here probably 4 weeks now, I suppose. This is a Warmblood. And when I used to do this with quarter horses, I've only been working with Warmbloods for about 2 years now. When I used to do this sort of stuff with quarter horses, people would go, oh, well, see, that's different because you have quarter horses. I don't have quarter horses, I have Warmbloods and they're different. And at the time I used to have to go, well, I've never worked with a Warmblood, so they very well could be, okay? This one's a Warmblood, and she was a nutty Warmblood when she got here. The lady that owns it actually said, she bought me 2 at the same time. This is a mare, then she bought me a gelding. She goes, oh, the gelding's pretty quiet, but this one here, she's really, really hot. Okay, has she done anything today that looked like a hot horse? No, not at all. What you do when you do all that groundwork properly and the first few rides, well, every ride properly, but you address things as they come up is, these horses, it's kind of like peeling an onion. You take those layers and peel them away and you get to what's in the very middle and you find out what's in there. Well, this one here was a complete nut. Actually, have a look at this. You can just zoom in on this. See this scar above her eye right here? When she first got here, we turned her in a stall. Okay, now our stalls are 12 by 16 feet, which is like 3 meters by 4 meters sort of thing. And they are wood up to here, and then there's bars. There's nothing to bang your head on. The only place that sticks out at all is in the sliding doors. When the doors slide open and shut, right there in the corner of the doorway is the door jamb. It's 2 inches square steel tubing. Metric country, that'd be 50 mil square tubing. We put her in there. She came off the trailer first. We put her in there. Now see, she's looking at there's a car driving in. I'm just going to step over here. See right there, I can get her attention to come back to me. That there is what cures separation anxiety. But anyway, oh, now she's drugged. So we put her in the stall. She came off the trailer first. Put her in the stall, went and got the gelding off the stall, came back, and she was so frantic running around that stall. She was running up and down the front of the stall like that because she couldn't see a human. Now, there's bars in between and there's horses next door and next door. She can see another horse there, another horse there. She was running up and down so frantic. She's run over to the corner and swung around and cracked her head right there on that doorway and split it open. When I went and checked on her, I said to the owner, have a look at this. She's got a huge hole. It looked like a hole in her head. You could see a skull in that hole. I should have taken a picture of it. And I said, what could she poke a hole in her head in there? I mean, it's like a padded cell. She couldn't do that. And I had to look around and I couldn't find anything. And then I looked on that door jamb and there's a smear of hair and blood on that door jamb. So she's been so distracted, she swung her head around and cracked it on there so hard it split her open. And so it looked like I said, it looked like a hole. I'm thinking, well, you can't stitch that because it's a hole, but she just hit it so hard it split it open. And the vet just pulled it back together and sewed it. And now it looks pretty good. It was swollen like this for the first week I was working. It looks like a baseball under her eye, underneath her skin right there. But anyway, this mare's 3 years old. She has front shoes on. Her mane has been pulled. Okay, it's not like she's unhandled. Every time you are handling your horse, you are teaching them something good or something bad. And this mare has been handled a lot. And the other thing, oh well, I'll get to that. So her feet have been trimmed, her feet have been picked up, her mane's been pulled, but she got taught absolutely nothing and she acted like a complete idiot. And you would assume, oh, this horse is a complete idiot. But here we go, a month later of just decent handling, and she's a completely different horse. Another thing was, because she had to be on oral antibiotics, Okay, now this mare's been wormed probably once every 6 weeks for the last 3 years. When I took that oral antibiotics in the tube and I wanted to stick it in her mouth, right there, she would fling her head upside down and run backwards. So I had to get rid of the tube and start to work on it till I could do that. I had to give it to her twice a day for 10 days. The first time she was horrible, absolutely horrible. But I worked on it until she was, I didn't just give it to her. I worked on it while I was giving it to her, so it was good. That was the first morning. First afternoon, she was better. Second morning, she was better. By about the third day, I could walk in there and go, squirt, 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 and it was done. And so this mare she's had her mane pulled, she's had her feet done, she's been wormed every 6 weeks and taught a whole lot of really bad stuff, which turned her into a complete idiot. And even the owner, who is the breeder, okay, the lady owns the mother and the father, and she said, this one's really hot, okay? And actually she told me, she goes, and her mother was hot and all the brothers and sisters are hot. What I actually think was they had some pretty poor handling that turned them into horses you would assume hot. But does this look anything like a hot horse to you? A hot warm-blood 3-year-old mare with 5 rides on her and was a nut about a month ago and had separation anxiety? It doesn't. So anyway, what I'm preaching about here is you handle these horses properly and go through all the steps. Because what I don't do is I don't address stuff. I don't go, oh, this one's got separation anxiety, so I'm going to do this. You go through all the steps the same, and you end up with all the same kind of horse. Well, you end up with as much horse as you can end up with that horse. This one looks like she's going to be a pretty nice horse. But anyway, that's my sermon for this morning about separation anxiety. But anyway, I'm sorry you didn't get to see much then, because it looks like I cured it yesterday in one session and everything I've done with it up till now. But, you saw in that little video of the My Horse Loves Me or Does It, that I'm not kidding, she did have pretty bad separation anxiety. Anyway, hopefully, so I can't make a video of them doing it wrong if they don't do it wrong, but I thought she was going to do it wrong this morning. That wasn't the case, but it'll give you some ideas to think about. So one of these days I'll get one that I know has got separation anxiety and I will video the first day, not the second day, because yesterday she had it while I was riding her. Today she doesn't have it. So anyway, hope that helps.